We're back covering more things you never noticed in Fortnite, and it looks like Fortnite China is back at it again banning skins. We also have secret animals you can actually tame and a leaked sliding ability to cover, but let's start out with the weirdest one of all, the secret banana Easter egg. One of the most interesting things about Season 8 has been the new fun machine spread all around the island. We've all been dumping thousands of gold into these things, and now we're just waiting until they're all funded. But there's a secret with the fun machines that absolutely no one is talking about, and it's an awesome Easter egg left behind by Epic Games. So if you keep donating over and over to the fun machines, it will keep spawning minis on the ground as usual. You probably already know that. But if you just don't stop donating, it won't stop giving out minis, and that is where the secret comes in. Donate enough, and well, you have yourself a stockpile of minis in the shape of a banana. And the reason for this is because the machines are run by obviously JB Chapansky over here, so it's an awesome attention to detail. And another insane secret that literally no one has noticed is the Chinese TORIN skin. As expected, Fortnite China has received Season 8, and it is pretty different to ours. For example, TORIN's alternate style has a skull-like mask in our version of the game, but in China, she has a completely different design. And while this isn't surprising in the least, I mean, just look at our thumbnails. What's really shocking is that there's a huge secret about this Chinese skin that no one has actually spotted. In the Season 8 Battle Pass trailer, a lot of things are going on, so no one can be blamed for missing the fact that the Chinese version of TORIN is literally in this trailer. It's actually so wild that Epic somehow accidentally added the wrong version of the skin into a trailer, but hey, it's an awesome secret. Not as useful to know as the Chapter 1 chest. Okay, there's a really weird thing going on in Fortnite right now, and nobody can tell whether it's supposed to be in the game or if it's a glitch. It's like really weird. Basically, if you head to the crash site right over here, southeast of Corny Crops, you can find a building with a chest inside. But this isn't any normal chest, this is actually one straight up imported from Chapter 1. I mean, look at it. It has the old glow, it takes longer to open than other chests, and most importantly, this has a 100% spawn rate. Yeah, you will find this thing every single time you drop here. And we have absolutely no idea why a chest from Chapter 1 is just lurking on the island, but I can't help but hope it's not a glitch. It's an awesome blast of the past, and there is no harm in it sticking around. And while this 100% spawn chest is really useful, something that seems absolutely pointless is the fact that you can now tame frogs. Yeah, for some reason, Season 8 has not only given us crows, the most boring wildlife in the world, but they've also handed us the ability to tame frogs. And this is probably the most random thing to ever come to Fortnite because you can just walk up to a frog and look, you can tame it. Now, it took us a few tries to even get the option to appear, so almost no one knows this exists. But once you do tame them, it is so useful. I'm totally joking, it's completely useless. They just follow you around and ribbit at you. It's kind of adorable. But at the same time, you're leading them into a fight they probably won't come back from, so, you know, pretty dark stuff. But luckily, frogs aren't the only cute thing in Season 8 that are following us around, because all of a sudden we now have baby Kevins. Something I don't think any of us was expecting to happen this week was the birth of a brand new Kevin. Well, actually like a dozen Kevins. The Queen, aka the Golden Cube, has been roaming the map at a really quick pace, and she has been busy. On Sunday, she started activating and firing a beam at another Kevin, and then 24 hours later, a baby cube formed. And then every 15 minutes after that, another baby cube was born, and they just keep coming. Since then, these baby cubes have been rolling around, and this is just a wild turn to the cube's journey that we never thought would happen. I mean, imagine how many cubes would be on the map by the end of this week. But the cubes aren't the only machines that are alive and surprising us in Season 8, because you need to hear about the new vending machine secret. Okay, since Season 6, the vending machines have had a ton of weird and obscure secrets, like screaming in pain when you throw them with a Gravitron. And it turns out Season 8 is no different because the vending machines are now cute llamas and they have a ton of new secrets. Check this out, this Redditor died in front of one and they gave him a pretty fitting reaction. You could also just dance or emote in front of it and they have a ton of different voice lines that you could get, or you could just pickaxe it to get yelled at. But by far, the coolest part of this is that we can now finally cuddle with the vending machine. Well, it's kind of mostly a one-sided hug, but you know, at least they tried. Okay? And these new machines aren't the only guys with awesome secrets, because there's plenty more where that came from with the broken guitar Easter egg. Alright, I'm gonna come out and say it. Season 8 has a lot of bizarre skins in the Battle Pass. A space monkey, a serial addict horse, and a cartoon fish. But it turns out Tuna Fish has one of the coolest pickaxes in the whole pass. His harvesting tool, which is called Stringles, actually has a really neat secret that barely anyone picks up on when using it. If you use Stringles in a match and hit something 9 times, the guitar will actually break and these strings will snap. Not to mention he gets a swollen black eye. I mean, poor Stringles over here. But then again, it's Tuna Fish's fault for thinking a guitar would be a suitable pickaxe. And yet something no one has noticed yet is that boars have a new feature. So back on day 1 of Season 8, leakers are pumping out all kinds of information about the season. We were learning all sorts of leaks like upcoming skins, weapons, and map changes, but there was one new thing that everyone overlooked, and it was an update to the way that boars work. So not only did Fortnite update frogs, but they've also changed boars now. Now leakers revealed that Epic were planning on letting boars dig up loot. Well, we couldn't find find it anywhere and assumed it was a scrapped update, but just a few days ago, Fortnite actually enabled this feature. So yes, you can now follow a boar and they will actually dig into the ground and find items for you. And this makes taming boars like 10 times more useful because you can get all kinds of things like ammo, bandages, mushrooms, even mats. If only the frogs are this useful. But it's not as surprising as the fact that you can now have 3 pickaxes in the same game. Okay, it turns out that there are secrets out there that no one would have ever thought of before, but as always, some eagle-eyed players have found an amazing secret that you could only do in Season 8. Okay, so if you equip the Wolverine skin and make sure you have this built-in emote, then you could actually do something pretty incredible. So firstly, you have your own pickaxe. And then you could go in-game and do the built-in Wolverine emote and he'll pull out his claws harvesting tool. Now that is 2 pickaxes in one game, but with Season 8 there's now the hand-forged emote. So now you could also use that to pull out the Demon Slayer blade, and that is 3 pickaxes in a single match. I think if you told someone last year that this was possible, I don't know if they believe you. And for the most wild thing in the entire season, we have Kevin himself, and he has a lot of secrets that no one talks about, so we're gonna go through them real quick. So there are a ton of secret features that the cube has, and it just makes things really interesting once you know about them. For starters, if you actually manage to be there when a cube starts rolling and you get squashed by it, then there's a special exclusive kill feed message that says this. And if we're talking about getting pancaked, then Glitch King actually tried to figure out what happens when the last 2 players stand under the cube at the same time, and the outcome is not what you'd expect.
One player will die and the winner will glitch under the map.
But if you want to try to do that for yourself, you might be stuck wondering how you'll time the cube's movements. And that brings us to yet another secret. There's actually a website made by leakers that tracks every single cube, where it's been, where it's going, and most importantly, when it's going to move next. And it's called Fortnite.gg. I mean, there's a whole family here. Blevin, Pevin, Devin, I mean, even Wevin. Is that even a name? But seriously, it's super useful. And so the countdown gets disabled sometimes when a cube finishes its movement. But when it's there, it is one of the most helpful secrets in the entire season. But it turns out it's not as cool as what happens when you throw fireflies at Kevin. So we went and tried it on Blevin because apparently he hasn't suffered enough, and it turns out that the fireflies actually set the cube on fire for a small amount of time. It even reacts to it. You could set any cube you want on fire, but like Blevin, it doesn't last very long. Kind of crazy that Epic made it work though. And speaking of things that Epic's working on, no one has noticed that sliding is coming to Fortnite. According to leakers, Epic Games is actually developing a new type of movement system, which is sliding. Now we've had all kinds of ways to move around the island in the past, like sand tunneling or jumping into dumpsters, but it seems that sliding is going to be a more accessible way. Now apparently it's going to increase your FOV while you slide and your camera will start shaking. You'll be able to do it every 2 seconds, which means you're probably going to go from seeing people bunny hopping everywhere to people sliding all over the place. Definitely gonna be a weird change when we get it, but honestly after a year I'm sure it's gonna become natural. But something that is even weirder is the Balenciaga collab. So very recently, Fortnite dropped a huge collab with Balenciaga in the item shop, and there are a ton of skins wearing some interesting outfits. But what you probably didn't know is that some of these outfits are actually real and they dropped at the same time as these skins. And something even crazier about these is that you see this hoodie right here worn by Doggo? Well yes, it is actually real and it's practically sold out. But one look at the Balenciaga website and you'll find out that this Fortnite skin is wearing a hoodie that is worth $725. And it doesn't end there because you see those sunglasses he got on? Those are $630 and are sold out already. Okay, and this back bling in the item shop is a backpack that is worth almost $2,000. So I guess that leaves me with one question. If you had the money for this stuff, would you buy it? Let me know in the comments because honestly, I'm a little terrified opening my wallet right now. But something the community is more concerned about is the imposter LTM changes. So everyone thought that once Season 8 launched, our beloved imposter LTM would actually get removed from the game. And luckily it didn't. And in fact, we were all distracted trying to grind it for XP that there was a subtle change to the imposter mode that no one noticed. If you head into the top right corner of the map, you can find the room that once displayed the Season 6 Primal map. And well, now it actually shows the Season 8 Crash Site Island, and honestly, I just want to know what happened to Season 7. Like, why not update it for Season 7, but then update it with Season 8? I guess everyone was probably busy dealing with the aliens to update the map. And that is everything you never noticed in Fortnite Season 8. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.